Hello and welcome back to part 2 of the Gotrek's video log. So, we finished off the skin in part 1 and what I did was after I finished recording I went back and just sort of smoothed out a couple of the blends that I wasn't happy with, mainly sort of around this area here. And to speed up this video, what I've done is I've already gone ahead and base coated and shaded the hair and the beard, and I used a mix of corn red and Doombull brown, and then give it a really thin wash of sort of Outrack Earth shade with a little bit of is it the Caribou Crimson wash? So we get a nice sort of like a reddy browny sort of base coat. On my wet palette I have some corn red, some Doombull brown, some Wild Rider orange, some Troll Slayer orange, Fire Dragon bright, and Uriel yellow with a little spot of water. So I'm just going to mix into there, and that'll be all ready to go. So the first things what we're going to do is we're just going to create a little bit of a base, a bit of corn red, and a little bit of Wild Rider orange. And then just start getting that, slowly start basting it. And what you want to do is you want to basically keep the original colour sort of in the deepest recesses. And then slowly start to build it up. Really chuffed with how the first video went. It obviously quite a lot of people like it. A couple of comments, a couple of likes. So yeah, really pleased with how it's been well received, and it's been really good. So got a lot of content filmed over the past couple of days. Need to get it edited and then start getting it on. So yeah, just getting this built up. You'll start to see the transitions building. And more so when we add more orange in the next sort of highlight stage. But yeah, really love it. And I'm not too sure if he's actually ever going to see the gaming table. He's had such great responses in the groups and stuff that I've shared with him. I think I might actually just go ahead and, you know, use him for maybe a Golden Demon entry model for next year. But yeah, really enjoying it. Looking forward to doing the tattoos actually. So what I'm going to do is I'll finish off the part of the beard, and then off camera I'll do all of the hair, and then we'll get cut back and we'll be at the next sort of stage. Alright, so see you very shortly. And welcome back. That's us got all of the base coats on. So this next layer, what I've done is I've added another layer, another part of Wild Rider red, and just lighten up a little bit more. I just want to build up those highlights a little bit. The paint is quite thin. So I'm hoping to have the Ogre Tyrant next week, or if you have watching this in the future, I'm hopefully to having the Ogre Tyrant as soon as he comes out, and I'm gonna start doing a couple of videos on him as well. Really looking forward to this guy. He's a fantastic model. So as you can see, we're really starting to get that orange starting to come through now. So nice little thin brush. And just start picking out the knots. So I also asked Games Workshop what I need to do, sorry, if I was to become a YouTuber shill, and to my surprise, they emailed me back, and they basically said that I need to have 10,000 subscribers. So my aim for the channel is, once I've got 10,000 subscribers, is to contact Games Workshop again and shill away, which is going to be cool. So I can shill for the best of them. Now, I do like Games Workshop products. They are pretty good. Some of the rules are, you know, not so great, but all in all, the product standard is pretty decent. So there we go. So we start to see that orange really start standing out now. And then the hair, I'll just show you how I do the hair. I'm going to try to get it sort of where you can get it comfortable, and then just follow the strands up. Takes a while, and you can make mistakes, but don't worry, if you do make mistakes or go in between the lines, it's not an issue, because what we can do later on is we can fix that. There we go. I'll do the other side, and then what I'll do is we'll jump forward a bit, and we'll get to where we need to be a little bit further on in the process, because for the next couple of stages. It's basically just going to be various degrees of the a little bit of corn red and the Wild Rider orange, just building up that initial sort of first stages of highlights. And then it's not going to be until, you know, later on that we start adding some of the toast layer orange and the brighter oranges and yellows to really sort of make the hair pop. So I'll jump forward and then we'll get back and then we'll see where we are. Hello and welcome back. So what I've done is I've built up the highlights and started adding a little bit of toast layer orange to get them in there. I've also switched over to my 00 brush, mainly because the detail is going to be a lot more smaller. I'm going to do the hair, the actual crest of the hair and everything off camera. It's a bit awkward to film on and do it. So with this mix, it's mostly now toast layer orange, and you really quite thin it quite down, and you just want to sort of bring it up to the edges, just building up that transition like so. Like that. I'll really sort of, once I started in like the really sort of brighter oranges, it'll really start to sort of, the hair strands will really start to pop, because you know you're going to get that sort of main highlight. And the main reason why switching the brush is this sort of area here. As you can see, they are very small. Well, yeah. You just want to sort of get the raised edges. Just try to keep, because they are really, really small. So if you really want to practice your brush control, these are handy for it. Alright, the last bit. So I'm going to try to sort of get a little bit of edge highlights sort of on the sort of sides here. Just to sort of make those areas pop. Like that. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get some Fire Dragon Bright and start the first sort of extreme highlight, so to speak. And you really want this sort of around the uppermost of the hair. So slowly build that up. That. You sort of just come back down and do the tip. You don't want it for the full part of the hair. As you can see, you'll really start to see that classic troll slayer type hair start to pop out now. And get these other bits of strands here. I'm going to focus on the most raised part, and then on the ends. You could do this a couple of times until you're happy with the brightness. Because the paint is quite thin, you might need 2 or 3 thin layers before you really start to see that highlight start to form. What I'm just going to do is just so next, now for the fun part, the knots on the braid. They are really tiny. Really small. So it's like mostly dots that you're doing. You'll start to see that the highlights forming. Just like that. And it really is just like tiny dots in the most upper part. I mean, if you're feeling confident, you could put like a thin edge highlight down the side of some of them, but you really don't need to. The transition of the different coloured dots and stuff will sort of bring out that highlight for you. And that will slowly start bringing that out a bit more. So what we want to do, and again, some more Fire Dragon Bright. This is like almost pure Fire Dragon Bright now. Just like that. This will really sort of make the hair start to pop. like that. And this part. Because we're going to be starting adding some yellow in this just to sort of push the orange a little bit more. How's he looking? And then just this little bit here. If it's too wet your brush and just feather it out the end. Now for the fun part, the braids. Yeah. So the new Beast Claw Raiders, or the Moor Tribes, they're pretty cool. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm really looking forward to getting hold of the Tyrant model, and really sort of having a good time painting him. I'm going to see if I can get hold of some of the new Bone Reaper stuff as well. Do some painting on them. And then sort of slowly just build up. I'm also going to pick up some the battle tomes. And even though GW are not sending me them and they're not going to be, you know, the videos are not going to be put up while it's on pre-order, but I'm still going to do some reviews of some battle tomes and stuff like that. And if anything, it'll give me practice to doing it, and hopefully the subscriber count will slowly start to rise, and then I'll be able to start doing them, you know, properly. There you go. So as you can see, it's really sort of brightened that up now. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of yellow, and this is more like the sort of extreme highlights, like that. And this part is already quite long. As you can see, you really sort of pop it out. Right, so we'll get these highlights finished, and then what we'll do is I'll get them finished off camera, including the hair, and then we'll come back and we'll show you, because from this point on it's just a case of adding progressively smaller whites, so smaller bits of to yellow to get those highlights built up. And then that's basically it, really. A real orangey, fiery hairstyle that Gotrek is famous for. You can sort of, if you want, get like a blue glaze and sort of the deepest shadowed areas of the hair come in and sort of glaze down with a bit of blue. That'll add some nice contrast into it, and it'll also really enhance the sort of shadowy areas of the beard. You don't have to, you can do it. I still might, but yeah, it's one of the things that you could do if you really wanted to. So you could get a blue glaze and sort of run it into here, sort of just up to here, down the sides, and sort of into this area here. And it would sort of just really sort of make that, the sort of the reddy orangey colours pop a little bit more. So like these highlights alone are literally just dots. Little dots and little really thin lines. So what I'll do is I'm gonna jump forward till I get them all finished, and we'll see you later in a little couple of seconds. For you, it's gonna be a matter of seconds. For me, it'll be a while, but see you soon. And welcome back. So as you can see, I have done all of the highlights onto the hair, and I've also added some shading. So what I've done is I've got some Calidor Sky, and I made like a really sort of thin glaze, and then all I did was I just pulled the glaze in between the hairs and the sort of the shadowy areas there, just like that. You see, I'm using that sort of blue tone just to sort of add some extra sort of vibrancy to the orangey colour. So that's all I've got for this video. So what would you like for me to paint next? I'm thinking of maybe doing the tattoos, so I'll be probably putting a tattoo here on his chest here, probably on the side of his head here, or the sort of tattoo that comes around his arm. Or what I could do is I could start on the non-metallic area of the axe head, or the shoulder guard here, or possibly, you know, start like the waist down, the non-metallic golds here. So if there's anything that you'd like me to sort of tackle next, you drop a comment below. Obviously, like always, if you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell so you're notified when I post up new videos. You can follow me on Facebook at the 8-Pointed Star Painting, as well as on Instagram, and I've also got a Patreon page if you want to get hold of some other sort of tutorials a little bit more in depth, and you can head over there, and all support is gratefully received. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.